I shall reign triumphant.
Buenos dias, children.
Son.
No!
Hell, you're all gonna be doing that.
Welcome back to Villain Review episode 98, and unfortunately, nobody could figure out the Bill Cipher villain review puzzle, so I'm gonna pick the villain. I'm gonna honor the deal though, and the first person to solve that puzzle will still get to pick a villain, just not episode 98, well, obviously. So today we're gonna look at the man who cannot be killed, El Tigre, Ben Chang from Community. Is he a good villain, or is he streets behind? Let's break him down and find out. Where the hell do we even start when it comes to the origins of El Tigre? There is so much, honestly, that happens to Ben leading up to his time as the big dictator arc that I could make this video so needlessly long, Money Heist would be worried. When we first meet Chang in season 1, he serves as a study group Spanish teacher who also is in the process of dealing with a fresh divorce. Throughout the next 2 seasons, things go even worse for Chang than they did for Eminem in 8 Mile. He would get exposed for not being a real teacher, he'd lose his job, he'd get denied by the study group again and again and again, and he'd quite literally go insane. Eventually, he'd become so far gone, he'd marry a mannequin leg in a very Will Smith, I Am Legend-esque fashion, because yes, this dude is crazy. Eventually becoming head of security at Greendale, Chang would enlist a regime of teenagers to be his followers, and together they would plan a coup to overthrow the dean and get Chang the power and attention he desires. Wow. That's a lot. Chang's origin does a fantastic job of making you understand why he's as crazy as he is. Don't get me wrong, when we first meet Chang, he's crazy already, either that or he's just really, really weird. But over the course of the next 3 seasons, we see him go from kind of mean crazy to Gollum laughing on the floor, hysterically crazy. The motivation of wanting to take over the school honestly sort of makes sense to me. When we see him as a teacher, it's very clear that it's really all he has, and when he loses that, he's left in a really dark place. He even tries to reform to some extent, wanting to join the study group, but when that goes terribly, terribly wrong for him, he resets to his default ways of craving power and attention. It's a really funny motive, but weirdly enough, it also makes sense.
Chang eats the sun and drinks the skies, and they both...
There are a lot of words I could use to describe Chang. Funny, right? Insane. Sort of sympathetic sometimes, okay, but batshit crazy. When we first meet Chang in season 1, he's sort of like the show Community, right? Odd, a little quirky, but as the show dives further into these crazy scenarios, Chang's insanity rises to match it. As I said earlier, Chang can be somewhat sympathetic when we see just how awful the study group can treat him. And when he ends up dancing for like 5 or 6 hours and then they just ruin it within minutes, you really understand all the trouble and just pain and awfulness Chang has gone through. Chang's personality is sort of like Game of Thrones, right? A lot of good and a lot of Bran. We see with Shirley's pregnancy that although he's crazy, he does mean well and wants to help out where he can. But at the same time, he kidnaps the dean, causes tons of chaos, tries to leave the study group to be killed by zombies, and tons of other horrible things. When I first started watching Community, I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't the biggest Ken Jeong fan because I really thought that he just played the same character in everything. And after watching Community, yeah, I mean, I was sort of right. But the moments in Ken's performance to me that shine are the ones where he's able to do things that Ken Jeong wouldn't really get cast to do. I like the moments where he's more human and relatable, and in season 6 when he gives that speech at the wedding, it shows that Ken Jeong is a good actor and he can do more than just play crazy characters. Granted, he plays crazy phenomenally, so I can't say I don't understand why he gets cast as that so much. I haven't seen Dr. Ken or anything like that, but I mean, I hope he gets more chances to play characters outside of like just being crazy, because, I mean, he is a good actor.
I'm your only friend. No. No.
On a show like Community, everyone has their moments. Jeff, Troy, Shirley, Abed, Starburns, Garrett, literally everyone, and Chang is no exception to this. I know I just said I like Ken Jeong's performance when he's able to be more normal and like calm, but damn it, are those crazy scenes not just awesome to watch. The reason why I like these scenes for Chang is as a character, Chang is so much unlike any other character on the show. All the characters do have moments of insanity, but it's not psychotic crazy like we see in Chang. The dynamic he provides is one only Chang can provide, and all of his scenes prove this. I obviously love the whole dictator arc at the end of season 3, but there are a lot of other good ones. People like to hate on season 4, but the Chang Ninja stuff, come on, that's pretty funny. And again, I love how Ken Jeong plays him here. I know I already mentioned it, but the Shirley pregnancy too, that arc does a really good job of showing how Chang, like, who he really is as a character. Behind all the insanity, Chang isn't that bad, but he's still insane. Right when you think he's starting to become normal, he does something or says something that makes you go, oh, okay, maybe not. He's got some funny scenes, as does every character on Community, mainly because of good writing and solid performances.
My twin sister in utero. So, on my birthday, I try to remember I'm a winner.
So I know some of you are watching this going, why is he even reviewing Chang? He's not a villain. In season 5 and 6, he actually does a lot of good stuff. He's in the study group. Hey, let him finish. While yes, Chang does do a lot of good in the show, he does a lot of bad too. At the end of season 3, he is a straight up evil villain. Like I said, he gets the study group kicked out of Greendale, he kidnaps the dean, he runs the school as a dictator. If that's not evil, I'm not really sure what is. And that's not even counting all the other bad stuff he does throughout the show. What the show does really well is for the first 4 seasons, Chang is in this weird limbo state of us not really being sure if he's a good guy or just awful. He's a terrible teacher, but then we learn about the struggles he's going through. He's an insane classmate, but then we see the study group reject him over and over again. Right when he does something bad, we get a reason to believe, okay, maybe he's not that bad, but then he does something bad again. We're just in that state for a long time. He's a unique character for sure, and he adds a lot. He's pretty enjoyable.
So, it ends as it began.
Chang is a villain that does a great job of causing trouble and giving us some good laughs while he does. For the type of villain he is, he's pretty good, but obviously he's not as good as like Darth Vader as far as who's the better villain. Just like every character on the show, he's written really well, and Ken Jeong does a great job of playing this character because Ken Jeong plays crazy really well. I'm gonna give Ben Chang a 7, which is still very positive for the type of villain he is. Thank you so much for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, maybe consider hitting subscribe because I make a new villain review every single Monday. We got number 100 coming up soon. That's gonna be a good one. You're not gonna wanna miss it. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think of Chang in the comments and who I should review next. Thanks again, cool. Have a nice day. Bye.